Let's get into this, man. Let's
Only one game away from New York here. The Knicks will be back home for the next one. We've been talking about it recently, but this 0-7 streak to start the season, very disappointing right now.
You know, Kevin, this is a team that you would certainly not consider to be world beaters, but they certainly are better than what they've shown thus far. I mean, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on them the rest of the season because they've got the potential to make some improvement.
Well, they could be a sleeper. I agree with that. I mean, they've got their work cut out for them, especially after this disappointing start. But they've got some talent. They've got the ability to really get a lot better than what they are now. So we'll see if they can surprise some people.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. On the perimeter, Iman Shumpert and Carmelo Anthony. Quincy Acy out there with Dallenberg. And it's Larkin in at the 1. Here is Paul.
Well, Carmelo Anthony's free agent decision subject to much speculation and hand-wringing in New York over the last season. But in the end, he decided to remain with the Knicks, much to the relief of the hometown faithful.
And it's Paul missing. Here's Jordan. And the layup's good off the glass.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Dallenberg sets a screen for Anthony. Crawford with the steal. On up the court. Paul dishes to Reddick.
Really?
Paul gets the assist.
Blocking is right there.
And so here is New York. It's a 3-point game. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
I thought overall, Kevin, it was mostly the defensive effort that hurt them. Just no energy, no purpose.
Steve, I thought they were late on their rotations. They didn't really communicate well, and as a result, they paid for it.
An interesting statement came from the mouth of CP3 last year when he mentioned that he feels that Allen Iverson was the most influential player ever. Interesting. Most probably would have said Jordan.
Here's Larkin. There's the dish to Acy. There's the pass to Larkin. 6 on the shot clock. Off target from outside.
You talk about Allen Iverson's influence. You know, Chris Paul wears the number 3 jersey in honor of Iverson. Paul was about 10 years old when the answer started his NBA career, so a huge influence.
Now here's Anthony. It's hauled in by Jamal
This
Crawford.
is fucking crazy.
Paul outside. From past the arc. That's good.
Damn.
Paul's got 5 now.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open? Well, I know we're not too far along in the season yet, Kevin, but let's see how the Clippers have done so far in the league rankings. 4th in lowest turnovers per game. 8th in assists. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
To me, offense is all about getting good shots, and you can't get good shots unless you're taking care of the ball. And Buck, you talked about those turnover numbers, the lack thereof. I mean, that's impressive. This is a very well-coached, disciplined team.
And New York making a change here. Stoudemire's checked in. And you look at Chris Paul and Allen Iverson. What similarities do you see in them?
Well, really just that's the only thing. Allen Iverson was a speed merchant. Chris has tremendous and deceptive speed, a little stronger, more of a quarterback. AI was just a flat-out killer as a scorer. I mean, the guy did some amazing stuff for a long time at his size. I mean, he was 6 feet tall and 150, 160 pounds is all. He just put buckets on guys like I hadn't seen a small guy do since Nate Archibald. And Isaiah Thomas was similar.
The whole into everything you want.
Well, Jamal Crawford has proven that no matter what role he plays, just call him buckets. He can flat out put the ball in the basket. You got to give him a lot of credit, though. He does change his game quite a bit depending on if he's coming off the bench or starting. I think that speaks to his IQ.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Anthony, the pass to Larkin.
Yo,
No good with the triple. On, here we go. Crawford all alone.
These teams don't look like they belong on the same court today.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to have a double-digit lead this early.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. The shot is
Oh
off.
my God.
And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
That was a shocker, guys, because that had to be a tough one for them to swallow. They were supposed to win that game, but they never got going.
Yeah, and to lose it the way they did, too. I mean, that's where it really hurts, Steve. That's a hard one to take.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Dallenberg. Smith comes in for Anthony. Hardaway's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Shane Larkin. Farmar kicks to Barnes. From deep. Knicks trail by 7. And it's Smith missing.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Barnes with it. Now Smith defending. And that one's good. Barnes.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in
Oh
the paint.
my God, they cleared
Well,
out.
that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
23 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. Davis kicks to Farmar. Back to Davis. Wide open. Good. And Farmar gets the assist. Davis has got his first points of the game. Here's Smith. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
See the way he times his passes so well. It's a great.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Clippers?
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
He about to get smoked as soon as I get this shit together.
And New York looking at who they've got. J.R.
Yo,
Smith
what
out
the
there
fuck?
with Jason Smith. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Prigioni in at the point guard position.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Knicks trail by 7.
Jason Smith is a really good player, but he's had some tough luck with injuries recently between the torn labrum in his shoulder back in 2013 and then a knee issue last season. He's only managed to play 82 games over the last 2 years.
That's good. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
Yo, this shit is fucking bogus, man. Oh my
Two
gosh.
offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher went straight from playing to being a head coach. Pretty rare, but to hear his former teammates on the Thunder, he's got what it takes to be successful. Nick Collison
Let's go.
told him,
Good
"The
ball
only
movement,
guy
good
I've
passing.
played
We
with
up by
who
9.
can address the team as a leader." And Kevin Durant said he's a great motivator who commands respect. Kevin, a pretty good way to start.
Ringing endorsements from 2 great leaders in their own right. Thanks, Doris. Here's Griffin. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Griffin's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And the Clippers' depth was a big help for him in the first round as the bench provided, I thought, Clark, a good punch for him against the Golden State Warriors.
You know, that's true, but they just didn't have enough in the tank to get by the Thunder in that second round of the playoffs and what was really, I thought, an entertaining back-and-forth series.
Get out of here,
And
boy.
Bennett kicks to Griffin. And it's sent back from Tallenberg.
13 seconds on the shot. 13.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Shot clock at 6. Here's Crawford. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Dallenberg sets a screen for Shumpert. And that
Yeah, I'm
one
about
is
to say.
stuffed right through.
I was about to say.
Boy, the pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
Well, that's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
Farmar kicks to Reddick. Crawford outside. Feeds it to Jordan. Anthony with the defensive effort.
DeAndre Jordan has always had a knack for the incredible, and it usually manifests itself in his dunks or blocks. But last year he committed himself more on the defensive end, and it really made a difference for him.
Crawford, no one around him.
Running.
Crawford with another miss.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Farmar.
That little nigga bust bum rush with Mari.
And that one's good. Farmar's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that
I'm
towers
pulling
over.
from deep.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Crawford dishes to Jordan. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
There's 48 seconds left to play in the third. Reddick passes to Crawford. 5 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Oh,
Crawford missing again. Here's Farmar.
get out of here.
That was blocked by Stoudemire. Anthony kicks to Shumpert. In the corner, Hardaway with it. And again,
go,
New York
Hardaway.
with the triple.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just
that
exquisite
defense.
ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play. They're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
The shot's good
Melo,
from
it's your
Jordan.
time, Melo.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball
I try to
in.
kick that to Melo. It's
And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Out in the wings, it's the feisty pair of Melo and Shumpert. For Jason Smith. And it's Prigioni in at the 1 spot.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand.
I'm going to try to run this triangle.
He's got a few more of those in him. This lead will really start shrinking.
Smith dishes to Shumpert. And stolen by Barnes. Griffin is green on Shumpert. Kicks to Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Here's Paul. Again, Los Angeles.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's Prigioni. Passes it to Smith. And he
yes.
stuffs it in on the jam.
Yes.
Save that one for the highlight reel. That was a terrific finish.
Yeah, you just got to tip your cap when he makes a play like that one.
Most certainly.
Man, no doubt. I don't know how he powered that one through the defense.
Pause, no luck. The Knicks leading by 11. Smith with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Smith.
Oh,
Yes.
ridiculous. Tore it down that time. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Here's Prehione. Griffin with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Crawford leading the charge. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Offensive rebound. Now the feed to Barnes. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. He dishes it to Griffin. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. New York's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Smith drives in. Shoots a 3. Kept alive. Smith the pass to Prehione.
Yo, come on,
Well, it
man.
started about a decade ago, but you would have to say that although the best players in the league might be wingmen, this generation is known for its point guards. There are a bunch of great ones out there, and that's pretty cyclical when you talk about the positions of dominance across the league throughout its history. It's been point guards, big guys, wingmen, and right now I think point guards are right there at the top of the heap.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here is Smith. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
This game just about over, too,
Crawford
because I
gets one.
don't even think I have to put
Point guard
Melo in
definitely a
that.
position where you can point to any number of players and say, Steve,
I know
this
he's
is the
sick.
best player on their team.
Well, and what's funny is that there are so many different types still. I mean, pure playmakers, scoring guards, do-it-all kind of guys. But, you know, now if you don't have a point guard who's one of your better players, your team is going to be at a big disadvantage most nights.
The Knicks leading by 7. Shumpert with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Shumpert dishes to Smith. Outside Shumpert.
Yo, what the
And stolen by Barnes. And here's Griffin. The shot misses.
I be wondering
Shumpert
if
with some
sometimes
nice
they
deep.
naturally just want me to lose.
1:16 left in the game. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Clippers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Paul kicks to Barnes. It's Crawford with the drive. Here's Griffin. Nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, you got to love this energy right now. They're getting hot right when they absolutely have to.
Time is of the essence here. I mean, they do not look like they're going to let down the intensity.
I have to. Still
Now,
lose.
here's Gallenberg. Shumpert against Barnes. And the shot no good, a bit short. And Samuel Gallenberg picks up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. New York calls timeout. They're up by 5. 29 seconds left in the 4th. Guys, your thoughts?
They just have to avoid silly fouls here, Kevin. Make the offense work for their bucket and get set to make some foul shots. If they do that, they'll be fine.
Clippers. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin.
Couldn't show
Turkoglu
y'all what
comes
I
in
learned.
for Spencer
Online's
Hawes.
just different.
And it's Farmo in for Matt Barnes. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. He told them to start to play smart, but don't be too cautious, saying, continue to play your game. We got this lead by playing our way, and we'll keep it by doing the same. Guys, back to you.
And that makes it a two-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
That'll be a 5-second call. And that's an intentional foul. And no good is the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And the second of 2 is good. That puts them up by 5. Clippers have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. That's a 2 from Paul. Jordan's shot is off.
He still couldn't
over,
finish,
man.
even
You're
though
not
it looked like
beating
he
the
had
dude.
a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Showing off a very smooth stroke at the free throw line right there.
Crawford, no one around him.
Yeah,
Nails the triple.
the funny thing about this is how he's so conveniently hitting these shots.
8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Stoudemire, the bucket on the assist by Anthony.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Deep 2 from Crawford. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. So it's New York
Took
picking
another
up the
W
win.
online.
Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp.
First quarter was
Very on top of their
rough.
game here.
Well said. Thank you for joining us for this
Had to get 'em.
presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.
That's exactly what I
For
did.
Clark,
Went
Stephen
out there
Doris,
and
and the
got
rest of
him.
the crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.